The USA has 50 states. Each one of those states has really weird laws. Let's hear them. For today's state, we'll be looking at Sweet Home Alabama. And boy, do they have a couple weird ones. Let's dive in. Hello, editing me here. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. You're going to hear my dogs throughout this whole thing. I have tried every hour of the day and night. Clearly, see how dark it is. I've tried every room in this house. No matter where I go, you will always hear my dogs, at least a little bit. And I'm not re-recording anymore, so I'm sorry you get what you get. Enjoy hearing my dogs. Let's start off with what I consider to be one of the most obvious laws I've ever heard in my life. Don't wrestle bears. It's illegal to wrestle bears in Alabama. I wouldn't have thought there needed to be a law for that, but apparently there is. I guess there's a booming industry out there for bear wrestlers. The next law in Alabama is that it's illegal to salt the tracks, which means you can't sprinkle salt on the railroad tracks. Seems like a silly law, right? Stupid, who cares? But sadly, there's a very good reason for it. See, cows are really attracted to salt. So, to harm their competitors, people would sprinkle salt on tracks near other people's land when they knew the train would be coming to lure the cows. As you can imagine, that wasn't a very pretty thing or not a very nice thing to do. So in the end, it makes sense why it's illegal. Let's lighten the mood a little bit with this one. Now, this law, I don't think is original. I'm pretty sure I've heard this in other states as well. But since we're talking about Alabama, let's go specifically here. You cannot carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Why anyone ever would, I have no idea. There must have been someone out there who did it in order for them to make a law, or presumably multiple someones, but I can't imagine why you would want to walk around with a melty ice cream in your back pocket, giving you a sticky booty for the rest of the day. I don't want a sticky booty. Now, this law is one I just frankly find to be hilarious. It's illegal in Alabama to flick your boogers into the wind. Not to flick your boogers in general, just into the wind, which you would think it would be the opposite way, because when you spit into the wind or throw something into the wind, it blows back onto yourself. So I would think it would be illegal to, flick them away from you. But now apparently it's illegal to flick them in such a way that they will more than likely end back upon yourself. Hey, do you, Alabama? Now, this next one takes us a little bit more onto the darker side, back into these laws. This one makes sense, but I can't comprehend why it was necessary so far back in time. But, people always do stupid things. Anyways, the law is that you should not drive with a blindfold on. Obviously, duh, but apparently that needed to be a thing. And it really makes me wonder, were these lawmakers psychic? Were they predicting that stupid Bird Box challenge that was going to come around? Where all these kids and stuff were trying to drive with blindfolds for a challenge? See, that makes sense. But, I guess that's always been a law, and it makes sense. It should be. That should always be a law. It should have never been a question. That seems like the most common sense law I've ever heard in my life. But, there you have it. Now, I'm not a politician or a legislator, so I don't think any of these laws are actually still in effect, but I don't know. But I thought they were pretty crazy. They were worth mentioning. And those, my friends, were some of the weirdest laws I could find about the state of Alabama. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. Give me a like, please, and comment.